How did you get over there? Get back over here, bastard. All right. Ace Attorney. Let's just hop right in. I actually don't know anything about any Ace Attorney besides like the things I've seen in like memes and stuff. No clue. So I'm not privy to any of the cases and what exactly the results of them are. So this should be pretty interesting. I'm literally going in blind, and I am recording this offline, so there'll be no chat spoilers or anything. I'm curious to see how much I'll like this. Let's just hop right in. You know me, I'm not an intros dude. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Blood? Achievement? Gasp, gasp. Oh, hey, that's what the Riddler did in the new Batman movie. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. What a quirky fellow. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. And by not everyone, she means fucking nobody. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you need to defend it before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. I know the song. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Ugh. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. That's Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. I forgot the accent. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report, covered the cover so many times. It's... Wait. Yeah. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check at any time, okay? I will do that. I'll do it right now. Attorney's badge. No one will believe I was a defense attorney. I didn't carry this. And Cindy's autopsy report. Okay, let's read the whole thing just in case. Cindy Stone, age 22. Okay. We know now. Okay, I'll check. No. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? It's Cindy Stone, not Cinder Block. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. I saw that. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue out of the court record. Statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. The evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he didn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Looks a little confident as a defendant.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim you recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Never. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport out of the court record. Let's read this. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. That is July 30th. I forgot the accent I gave him. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. How he sounds like Martin Luther King. I had a dream that I was a that I was a judge in the Supreme Court. Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? Yeah, I should stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Ugh, wins.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That's cheating, she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can read that. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trials, shall we?
Well, I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes.
No, he's not. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking so good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh! Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Stop him from answering. I'll send them a signal. I like a dog. Well, you see, it's like this. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Well, then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this.
We have a witness that can prove that he did go into the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who was your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Mary, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Well, Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of them. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Blackout record.
Electricity in Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime.
Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor. All right. The music is on. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave? Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in this testimony. Or is it your client really is guilty? Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and all the witness testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out the contradiction in the testimony. I was going through the door selling descriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. Okay. Let's... Time of death was, Okay, so Cindy died in between 4 to 5 p.m., according to the autopsy. Yet, I remember he says something that he was there at 1 p.m. So I think that's already a contradiction, but we'll let him go. I was going door to door selling descriptions when I saw a man fleeing from the apartment. There's nothing there that could possibly, what is press? I have no reason to press him on that. But I'll do it just for, Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looks suspicious. So what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Okay. Do I always press Q? Like, is there any reason not to press Q? Half open, you say? Yes. The door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd in a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Okay, that's fine. Then I saw a woman lying there. A woman not moving, dead. Okay, well, let's press him on that important notice. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. So, you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. That's a contradiction. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, well, that, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? Okay, well, that was a little bit of a contradiction. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Ah, right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Aha. See, that's where you're wrong, my friend. Because Cindy's autopsy report says she died at 4 to 5 p.m. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you had to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? The Time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right.
You know what to do. I've got this one.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time.
You said heard, not saw. Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all.
The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from television. Okay. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Oh. I can't believe I didn't notice this, but she couldn't be because the power was off. The power was off. Present this. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Nah. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah. Irk. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Let's see if he just ruins his own argument. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Did he say the defense was... Did he say the weapon was a clock? Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. I'm going to press him on this just because he literally said the exact opposite last time. That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock. The table clock? There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Okay, yeah. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. But this is the murder weapon. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just what do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. Yes, it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yeah, I do. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. Also, he said it says the time, but he claims he saw the time, but earlier he claimed he heard it. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? You're not based at all! Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, the toupee. Shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. In fact, which is clear if you simply, try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Back. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Oh, but wait a minute, you can't say something like that. Oh, what if this very convenient thing happened? Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal. You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. To be fair, that's a very stupid reason to throw away the case. You can't base a case on a coincidence, right? Oh, what if it's running 3 hours early now? Even though I literally said earlier that it was running 3 hours early. Like, what are the odds of that? It's like 0. You don't have to actually, circumstantial evidence is allowed. I can't prove the clock was shown on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right. Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? I don't know, maybe the batteries were taken out? Maybe it was dying? I mean... Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30 the day before the murder. Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. We haven't used the passport yet. But I don't know what it proves. I mean, it's just a United States passport. Yeah, it's just a United States passport that says that she got home from Paris on 7:30 the day before the murder. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. I have to pick something. My attorney's badge. Okay, well, obviously it's not this. Wait a minute. Maybe it is this. Think about it, right? He claims to have heard the sound 1 p.m. come out of that thing, right? She still died at 4 p.m. There's no doubt about that. Excuse me? This proves your claim how? I can't see what that evidence has to do with the clock. Oh, that wasn't it. One more chance. Give me just one more chance. All right, Mr. Wright, but this is not... Time is on your side. Be quick about it. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. I don't quite understand. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris at 7:30 the day before the murder. Okay, well, let's think, right? This clock was in her apartment. Okay, the clock is clearly 3 hours off now. What makes it 3 hours off the day before? Or whatever day this happened. Obviously, it's still off now, but you have to prove that it's off on the day of the murder, which was 7:31. I do think this is a good case to make, saying that like she still died at 4 p.m. and yet he claims to have heard the clock run at 1 p.m., which would obviously be wrong, right? But okay. The blackout, it was out from noon to 6 p.m., but it's obviously battery powered. Because, you know, there's no cord coming out of it, so, you know, that's not going to affect it. The passport. Passport or the statue itself. Those are really the only two valid options here. But what would the passport tell me? The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30 the day before the murder. Fuck it. Let's try the passport. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That does make sense. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. See, I was thinking to myself, maybe she bought it from Paris and brought it back, and I guess that's what she did, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It, or should I say, Mr. Did It? Ah. Ugh. Oh, he vomited. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find a true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Confetti. And with that, this court is adjourned. All right. We almost fucked up at the end, but we got it. It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawa let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawa grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, I imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry, you're a simp. You're a beta male, Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Oh, well, I have the statue too, right? Her autopsy report. That'd be so funny. I mean, she had the statue, right? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about the clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her as she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, think of it what you will. Hey, Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner, on me? We'll drink a toast to the innocent Butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Beautiful. Chapter 1 complete. Let's go. Thank you for watching, everybody. Prepare yourselves for episode 2, coming up soon. Until then, Kentaiga out.